Hey people, what's up? I'm Hugo Lu, and in this video, we're going to show you how we can use Orchestra to run Python, which is really cool. So what you're looking at the moment is just like a super basic example of what you might want to do when you're running a data engineering pipeline. So, you might probably don't want to spend all day writing code to ingest data from REST APIs. Like ideally, you're going to buy that from somewhere so that you can focus on bigger and better things. But obviously, sometimes those connectors are crap or they're just really easy to build. And when you do that, you're going to have to write code in Python. So, you're going to want to monitor both those syncs, but also the stuff you've written. After that, after you move your data to your warehouse, you might want to transform your data using something like dbt, and then you're going to activate it. So, how can Orchestra help? Well, what we're trying to do is find a place for this Python. So, I'm going to leave excalidraw here, and I'm going to go ahead to my repo. So in this example, I've just got some super basic Python files that have some functions in them. If you wanted to have some code that actually, moved data, it would probably look something like this. In this case, I'm using a package which is called DLT. And all we're doing here is defining this run pipeline function, which is going to help us build a pipeline, which is just an object where we're getting data from HubSpot and then moving it to BigQuery. And then we're going to run it and do some super basic logging. The code for that integration is hiding around here. And I'll do another video on what DLT is and how you can sort of get into that. So after you've got your Python code in a repo, what you have to do is provision a token in developer settings down here. I've got a separate video for that, which I'll put in the comments. And then it's time to head over to Orchestra. So this is our list of pipelines in Orchestra. And the first thing you're going to want to do is go new connection and then go to integrations, search for Python, and select this option. I'm going to go ahead and show you my one. So here, I'm just going to select GitHub. And then if you're on Git Enterprise, you can put in a Surface URL. For your repository, that's like your organization name, then a slash, and then the name of the repo. Personal access token you did from before. And then if you want to have secrets, these will be at the integration level. So these will be available to any task that sort of uses this integration. And then in this case, I'm passing in secrets for DLT, like so. So hit update credentials and you're good to go. So let's go ahead and check out our pipeline. So you can build a new pipeline or edit an existing one. And this is it. So I don't have a schedule for this pipeline, but if I wanted to trigger this on an event-based schedule or on a cron schedule or like sort of sensor style when the pipeline is finished, we'd be able to do that. But the really juicy part is here. So this Python task is called run DLT. All it's doing is running this Python command. So similar to what I do here, right? If I just wrote Python test.py, it's going to execute this file locally. So just imagine you're sort of in that local environment, but you're in prod. You then have to specify your package manager, which can be pip or poetry. By default, you're going to pick up a connection, which is cool. You can configure the retries. And then there's going to be a build command. So this runs when the container boots up. You need to make sure you have this so that we know what packages to install. If you've got parameters which aren't secrets, then you can do that here. So if you had an object called parameter with a value of value, maybe it's like a list of tables, right? So that's how you do that. if you want to run stuff from a specific branch, you can do that too. And then if you've got like a big monorepo and you just want to clone specific folders, we support this. And then, project directory. So we'll use the root, but if you wanted to say like, oh no, go into Orchestra ingestion, you can do that too. And that's really it. We're going to run a 5-tran sync alongside, but if you wanted it to be like an Airbyte thing, then that would work too. And then we've got our dbt core task. So similarly to Python, all we're doing here is pulling from a repo of dbt code and then running a dbt command, or dbt commands, package manager pip. I should get the additional metadata really. And then again, we've got the same functionality. If that dbt core code is in like a really, really big repo. And yeah, that's kind of it. Obviously, we can add alerts so that you can get visibility of your Python. But the really juicy stuff is in running this. So if we take a step back, here are all the runs. We can see this DLT run with Python has worked. So let's go ahead and take a look. So 5-tran's pretty quick. My DLT script has taken 2 minutes. So my Python script has taken 2 minutes. And my dbt core is really fast, which is great. So what we can now do to see if everything's okay is explore the lineage. And, this is probably what you'd see in something like an Airflow. What's cool is that with the Python task, we have the logs. So these are the logs from the build. These are the logs from the command line, which is pretty cool. So we can see that if you've got like a logger in your code, like I have. So here I've got logger.info, logger.info. This automatically gets picked up by Orchestra, which is really cool. And then, these are just the debug logs. But you have everything here. And then in terms of dbt, you can toggle this on so you can see exactly what's going on. And everything's looking pretty good. I've just got a warning test. Goddamn client IDs. But yeah, that's more or less our Python integration. Super powerful for things like lightweight ELT or just like random utility commands. Something that can be helpful is using Python to like fetch some data and then fire some alerts somewhere based on that data. I really like it for reverse ELT as well, if you don't want to like just have another tool in the stack, because those scripts are quite easy to write. But yeah, that is how you deploy Python in Orchestra. Let us know in the comments if you like this and what you'd use it for. And yeah, please like, subscribe, and see you soon.